Hey Tila Jammers, how are you doing? So, it is July, my favorite month, summertime, of course. I was born in February, so I need some sun. But I want to talk about our topic today, which is breakdown versus breakthrough. Now, if I toggle at your brains, I have very much said in line with where we are in the Tila Jam journey. Healing is so crucial. Understanding what it means, why it's even a placeholder, and I guess, where it comes to sexual health or any type of health, physical health, emotional health, healing is basically the destination. It's where we need to reside. So when we do go through a breakdown, when we do go through, some kind of elemental change that leads us to believe in miracles or, humbles us a bit, then we are quite understanding of our journey. So when we go through any type of breakdown, whether it's a hurt, whether it's a scar, like say I've got scars, whether it's a diagnosis, a cancer or a sexual health disease, or whether it's a loss, and these are all things that are outside of us. And notice where I'm going with this. Usually what happens with a breakdown is we go through an outsider experience. We take our experiences of pain and it happens outside of us. So for me, when I was going through my postnatal psychosis, it was happening outside of me. Although I was feeling the low mood, the hormones that were swinging everywhere, the imbalance chemically in my brain that was saying, I'm not a good mom, but I love my child. That was really a breakdown because it was saying to me, there are things that are happening inside of you that are coming out, that are being raised. I even went through a period of time actually in 2023 and 2022 where I was literally so nauseous, and I wasn't pregnant. It was not anything to do with morning sickness or what is that thing called? Anorexia. It was nothing to do with that. It was genuinely purging all the nastiness, all the negativity that I had internalized. My body was breaking down the hurt and saying it has to come out. You can't hold this down anymore. So I was breaking. I was at my wits. Psychosis was just the mind state falling apart. But the nausea and the pain, the aches in my bodies that I would get in those years was basically, my body just saying, look, I'm not giving up. I'm telling you this needs to come out. You need to do something about this. So the breakthrough is the accountability factor. The factor that says, right, Lynette or Tila, I am so content in your beingness. I am so passionate about the love that you hold dear to you that we need to get through this. The breakthrough is seeing that little ounce of light and going, right, I'm there. And like I said to you, healing is the destination, but the journey, the healing journey is where it's at. And so when we learn to stay accountable, and I'm saying this in a way that is like, okay, we're in month 7. The month is going by fast. What are you taking from the experiences that are happening around you, that are happening outside of you? Because that is where you can see many breakdowns happening, many situations coming to a head, and confronting you and you're needing to address it, it can cause you ill health. It can cause you to go through certain pains, but that's your body remembering the breaking down part. It's not actually remembering the what happened. We can never sit in our past and remember each and everything. And that's why I get so angry when people say, oh, report what happened to you. Do you think I'm going to sit there and recall everything that's happened? Do you think I'm going to sit there and go, yeah, I remember, and literally, I don't know how much I have to remember, each detail. But what happens is you feel certain elements of that breakdown, triangulate your body. So there'll be one area that will say, oh gosh, this is happening, and you have to deal with it. Then there'll be another trigger, and then there'll be another trigger, and then there'll be, and it always happens outside of you, because what happens inside is uncontrollable. We have a system, we have a process of being. And this is why the breakthrough is just as important as the breakdown, but it's actually more important than the breakdown. The breakthrough is the staying accountable, staying in the game of life, of knowing that this is a journey I'm going through. I'm not going to tell myself I'm going to get to healing. I'm just going to say I'm there. I'm going through this dark place or this magical place, because sometimes it can really feel like a fairy tale. Sometimes it can feel so unreal that this is happening that you just psych yourself out like, yep, whatever. I've seen it all before, but you haven't. You haven't seen it all before. This is not something that is usual, business as usual. This is something that is unusual. This is something that is not normal. The automatic responses in your body, the main ones that help us to live, are the respiratory system, the breathing in and out. That's automatic to you. I'm talking and breathing at the same time, but I don't have to think about breathing because it's already happening. I mean, if we take 1 minute to just sit and breathe. Okay, so I've never done that on camera before. I usually take time to breathe in myself, in my own motivation. But if you noticed, the first deep breath that I did was kind of shaky. So that it's always very important to inhale and exhale and let things go and stay in that moment. And that's why I think mindfulness is very popular. I like to say, I don't want to say it's a trend, because I don't think many people think about their breathing or even want to. They just want to make money and drink or whatever. But yeah, it's staying in that moment and being like, I am here. And it's a constant way to remind yourself, oh yeah, I'm doing this on my own. I am breathing by my own means. God has allowed me to breathe. So that's one of the main systems that we use to live. The other system is congruent with helping us to breathe, which is the state of mind that we're in. So positivity, negativity, love versus fear, you know. And when we're in either state, things can go either way. So if I'm positive about the day, like I've just woke up and I heard the birds crowing, I'm going to go, oh, that's lovely. I can hear the birds. If I wake up, it was just crowing. If I wake up on the wrong side of the bed and the birds are crowing, I'll go, oh, for goodness sake, and close the window, slam it, you know, and that's my day, you know. So the mind state that we're in is, you know, very relative. I'm going to lose my voice. It's very relative to us being in a state of awareness, because when we're aware of what we're grateful for, and that state of mind is appreciative or in the frequency of love, then we're not necessarily going to feel like, oh no, this is going to happen. Whatever does happen, happens. You know, and we will always be in that state of love, because we understand and know and aware of the love that we carry for ourselves. Nothing can harm us, nothing can taint us, nothing can torment us, because love is all we carry within and around us. And the same goes for negativity. If we are in a state of perpetual, cyclical negativity and harm or fear, we are going to do everything to put that fear in line with what we see, what we know, what we're aware about. And, you know, harm is, well, they say misery loves company, right? So if you are someone, and I'm not saying that people that have loads of friends are harmful or miserable, but if you are someone that needs to gratify validation in the form of likes on a system, like this phone that I'm using, or going out and having loads of parties because you need that energy, you know, to help you feel a type of way, then that's an issue, because a lot of people will gravitate towards helping you, and in the end, you know, people, you know, get hurt and harmed. So the reality is we have got to basically balance that out. We've got to say, okay, the system here of our minds is created out of positive and negative, and so we need to balance these things out. We need to know where we're going in terms of positivity and negativity, and how to subjugate that system is to not negate too much love. So don't be like, oh my God, it's overwhelming, but embrace it. And similar to negativity, if there are things that are going wrong, embrace them. Take the challenges, take the hits, and be like, okay, what is going on for me, you know? And that's those are two systems that we automatically have going forward for us. The way we process information, positive or negatively, and our breathing. The other system is our gut. So I would say our second brain, the part of us that registers intuitively what's right for us. So in this respect, this is the question that we go through. So we breathe through something, we have a state of mind of something, but then we come back to what is intuitive about this situation. How can we see this situation working for us? It is always going to be like you're doubting, but it's being curious. So if you know the crow's crowing, I wonder what that means. I heard it very loud, it's quite close. I wonder what's happening over there. That's quite a positive thing, to question what's happening around you. And like I said before, the journey of healing is not getting to heal. Like, it's not saying, oh yeah, I'm okay now. It is, I'm going through the darkness. I'm going up and down the hills. I'm feeling the pains. I'm releasing the pains. I'm accepting what's wrong. I'm accepting what's right. I'm understanding and becoming more aware of these things. So these are all the intuitive feelings that you will build up when you are nurturing that journey of healing, as opposed to getting there or feeling like you're already there. You know, it really is about saying I'm ready there, but knowing that this is a journey. And it does get quite confusing, but the gut is there to support us navigate those questions. So when we are feeling positive about something, it's great that we ask questions and we nurture that element or that side of us that wants to know more, because we can be fully aware of something like, you know, going wrong, but why it goes wrong, you know, what's the root of it. You know, when you're accountable, you won't just say, oh, I don't like birds because they make annoying noises. You know, I don't make annoying noises. But that's already telling you a lot about the state of mind that someone's in. If someone was truly staying accountable, they wouldn't make, you know, excuses for their behavior or their state of mind. They would say, I wonder what was happening with me when I heard that bird. Was it my Christianity? Was it, you know, hearing the story of Peter, you know, deny Jesus? Is it that, you know, sometimes I want to just fly away? Oh, I'm just so lost. I'm so lost. That is a negative state of mind, but that is also a way of you telling yourself something's not feeling right. You're questioning yourself in a way that's doubtful about what you know. So when you start to do that, when you start to be negative and say, oh, I wonder, that could be that, or, you know, not analysing in a way to connect, but analysing in a way to deflect away from you knowing what you know or being aware of what you know. That's one of the other systems that we have that, you know, keep us alive and keep us, you know, breathing and doing what we need to do. So those are the systems that we use to stay accountable, and we have to learn to embrace them. We have to learn to say, I know my truth. Not because I breathe automatically, not because I have a state of mind, not because I have an instinct, but the reality is that is what it is. You know, we don't have to deny ourselves of being and staying accountable or excuse ourselves from allowing our knowledge to be put in the forefront. What we can do is understand the journey of healing and not just say, oh, it isn't because of her positive mind or her this and that. Don't deny what you know. And don't become stupid or a slave to people making you out to be dumb or making you out to not know what you know you're doing, you know. So taking that moment, that minute to breathe, that time for yourself to sit back and allow yourself to be energized by your own being, not what's outside of you, but what's inside of you. That's where confidence really stems from. And that is the basis of our theme, our topic area, breakdown versus breakthrough. It is all about confidence. It is all about trusting yourself. You cannot trust anybody else until you trust yourself, until you know for yourself, I know, you know. And this sexual health t-shirt says, know your status. Get tested. Once you know your status, if you know you're HIV positive or you know you're HIV negative, then you are on your way. But if you are staying stuck, and this is where Tila Jam stems from, if you are jamming in the loop of things, you're never going to know. You are always going to allow things to happen and pretty much stay congruent with what's happening outside of you than knowing what's inside. So let's work on our confidence. I will be coming back not next week, in the next couple of weeks with another video on the theme of confidence. But for now, choose what you love and love what you choose. And I'll see you in the next one.